The movie Leave the World Behind is the perfect movie for somebody that is looking for symbols and hidden messages. Yesterday, I made a review on the movie Leave the World Behind saying that I did not like the movie from an entertainment standpoint, and that is true, I did not. If you're looking to sit down with a bowl of popcorn just to watch a flick for 2 hours, I think there's better ways to utilize your time. But if you're a person with a conspiratorial brain, if you're looking for signs, symbols, and hidden messages, this is the perfect movie for you. You can do a deep dive and explore the hidden messages and Easter eggs throughout this movie, just like with The Shining. Now, this movie is nowhere near as entertaining as The Shining, but The Shining does have a lot of hidden messages that people are still speaking about today. What makes this movie even more interesting is that it was produced and scripted by an ex-president, Barack Obama. So what I'm going to go ahead and do in this video is that it's not going to be a review. To see my review of this movie, I will link it in the comment section below. But this video is pretty much decoding certain scenes that I find interesting. In the opening scene, you have the simp father, who is played by Ethan Hawke, waking up surrounded by the number 666. In this scene, you're actually going to spot the number 666 twice. The first is very blatant, it's in your face. The second is hidden. The very first set of the number 666 you're going to notice is on the mug and the 2 clocks. This opening scene is very important. There's a lot going on in the scene because there's also a representation of duality. If you look at the mug, not only is there the number 6, but there's also the number 76, which represents 1776, when Congress voted to declare independence from England. So this is our very first hint of separation and conflict. Now, if you look at the clock, you will clearly see that it's 6 o'clock. It's 6:29, but it's still 6 o'clock. And if you look at the digital clock next to Ethan Hawke, you will see a lone 6. So the 6 on the mug, the 6 on the clock, and the 6 on the digital clock, yes, you do get 666. 666 represents the number of the beast. A great evil is coming. The number 666 is also equated with the name of the Antichrist. Many people still do believe that Barack Hussein Obama, the producer and the scriptwriter of this movie, is the Antichrist. While the name Barack does indeed have 6 letters, the name Hussein has 7, and the name Obama has 5. But if you add them all up, you do get 18. 3 times 6 is 18. But this scene also carries a second set of 666 that I don't see many people talking about. That is the color blue that is used on this wall. You have to remember, when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to movies, every scene, every prop, every color is chosen very carefully. We have learned a lot when it came to the fires in Maui, researching lasers and the color blue, and we have found out that the frequency of the color blue is 666. This scene also has another hidden symbol and message in the lamps. If you look at both the lamps, they do represent the pillars of Freemasonry. The lamp on the left represents the pillar of the sun, and the lamp on the right represents the pillar of the moon. Blue is a very significant color in Freemasonry because Freemasons start their journey in a symbolic lodge known as the Blue Lodge. The color blue for Freemasons also represents a universal friendship and benevolence. The color blue is important for a Freemason. This is why you're going to see the color blue between the 2 pillars. As a Mason climbs higher into the ranks when they become a 33rd degree Mason and higher, because there are secret levels to Freemasonry, they start to become an enlightened one, and they do follow one religion, the Luciferian religion. This is also why the color blue is important to a higher Freemason, a 33rd degree Mason or higher, because the color blue also represents 666. Barack Obama and possibly the directors of this movie are high degree Freemasons. So like I said, this opening scene is very important. They are letting us know right from the start who is responsible for what is playing out in this movie, and possibly what is playing out in the real world as well. The World Economic Forum is also heavily involved. That is because the World Economic Forum are nothing but Masons as well. That is why they also surround themselves with the color blue. George Washington, the first official president of the United States, was also a Freemason. This could also be why we are seeing the number 76 in this scene. Like I said, there is a lot of information to be found in the opening scene of this movie, but I do believe what they're telling us who the main players are in the events that carry out in this movie. The very next scene, we actually see more proof of Freemasonry. It is the colored dress that Julia Roberts is wearing. The checkered flooring, which covers the floor of a Masonic lodge, is a representation of the ground floor of King Solomon's temple. It is a representation of the duality between good and evil. This checkered dress and these blue walls are letting us know who is involved here. Also, if you do have a good eye, you will notice a yellow owl on this drawing here. While the owl is not a symbol used in Freemasonry, it is a very important animal, a very important symbol to the powers that be. Matter of fact, it is a representation of a certain grove in California. There is a giant owl statue inside this grove where many sacrifices are performed. This owl symbol does represent knowledge and enlightenment. We are only 2 scenes in, and this movie is hitting us with a lot of symbolism. Now, I know some people are going to say you're reaching when it comes to the color of the dress and the owl, but like I said, Hollywood places things for a reason. They go through each scene with a fine-tooth comb. If they don't want something there, they don't want it there. But if they do want something there, it is meant to be seen. Again, in this scene, we have more 666 symbolism. The son, who represents a perverse character, is wearing Beats by Dre. On either side of the headphones, you can see what looks like a B or the number 6. Also, he's wearing a blue shirt with the number 6 as well. Check out the checkered colored shorts, which once again represents Freemasonry. They are definitely not hiding the Freemason symbolism in this movie. Again, we see a lot of the color blue here, but also very interesting is the theme of Friends that plays out through this movie. It is believed that the cast of Friends are devil worshippers. Anthony Bourdain sent out a tweet before his suspicious passing that the cast of Friends between commercial breaks would chant "Hail Satan, Hail Satan." I also do find it odd how the theme of Friends plays out in this movie, and we had Matthew Perry's bizarre passing, which many people do state that his passing was actually a sacrifice. But I still believe that this still represents more of that satanic imagery we have been seeing throughout this film in only just about 2 to 3 scenes so far. Even the family car is blue. The color blue is very important to this movie for a reason. Once again, we see the number 76, and one would think this has to do with 1776, Independence Day for the United States of America. But the 76 that we keep seeing has nothing to do with separation from England. May 1st, 1776 is an important year for the powers that be. This is when the Bavarian Illuminati Group was founded. The Bavarian Illuminati Group is a movement of free thinkers and is probably the most prominent group associated with the name Illuminati. It was founded in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt, professor of canon law and former Jesuit. Weishaupt actually wanted to replace Christianity with a religion of reason, and the members of his society called themselves Perfectibilists. The society was carefully structured and divided into 3 main classes. He also made connections with a number of Masonic lodges, where his group often managed to gain a prominent position in the Freemason Lodge. Bavarian Jesuit still has a connection and strong influence over high-level Freemasonry. Every scene is littered with Freemason imagery. We have the father right here wearing a checkered shirt and blue pants. And right next to Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke, we see a painting with the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye is not only important to Freemasonry, but also Hollywood as well. But many of those in Hollywood, many of the big players and many celebrities are also Freemasons as well, so it makes sense. In Freemasonry, the all-seeing eye represents the eye of God, serves as a reminder that humanity's thoughts and deeds are always observed by God, who is referred to in Masonry as the great architect of the universe. But like I said, the higher you go up in Freemasonry, you start to follow the Luciferian doctrine, which means this eye is not really the eye of God, but their god is Lucifer. So this, in actuality, is the eye of Lucifer. This movie is not being subtle whatsoever when it comes to their agenda and who they show their allegiance to. Movies like The Shining, you can study it for years and always find something new that correlates with today's world. But this right here is very blatant, it's very in your face. I think after this I will do a video on the symbolism in The Shining. But the Freemasons and Lucifer are in control over the events that happens to be unfolding in this movie, just like they are in control in real life. The next scene does show an uncontrolled ship making its way ashore, causing a lot of chaos. this ship is called the White Lion. Now, this does go back to US slavery, as the first ship to make its way ashore the United States with slaves was also called the White Lion. Now, one look at this scene and one could say that this means that slavery is coming to America. But I also do believe there is that duality of Freemasonry at work here, like we have seen with the other scenes. The lion is a very important to the journey of a Freemason entering that high level, that 33rd degree Masonry. The lion is also known as the King of the Beast, and we have been seeing nothing but 666 throughout this movie. The Beast is arriving. During the Master Mason degree, the Freemason is given the lion's paw, which does symbol spiritual resurrection and immortality. Freemasons do use this symbol for themselves because this is a symbol of the tribe of Judah.
I want to fly. Let's do this. Yeah!
You gotta force it to come out.
What do you... You're a genius.
Well, I know. But what I say?
Did you know what was gonna happen to my brother when you stuck him with this world-destroying thing?
It's called the Scarab. I had no idea it would activate. It has to choose you.
So how do we get it to unchoose me?
Host acquired.
Who said that?
Systems tracking 3,
Okay,
2.
it's gonna be okay.
Uptown, baby. I was down, but they see I'm up now, baby.
Host overreacting.
Overreacting? Oh, you kidnapped me!
When I hit you with that, you know.
Threat approaching. Engaging host protection.
Kick it like it's judo. And when we get in mode, I'ma dog it like I'm Cujo.
Threat eliminated.
Sorry about that!
Are they tryna steal away? Cut it out, cut it
What
out.
do you think the government is gonna do when they figure out that some kid has this military tech?
Bust it down, bust it down.
We are going to change the world with the power of the Scarab. It belongs to me.
Watch out, watch out!
Not the way, but the way don't stop.
Oh, he's pissed. Listen to me!
Uptown, baby.
You got the wrong guy! I'm a nobody! But I swear!
I was down, but they see I'm up now, baby.
The world is a place to protect.
I have an arsenal at my disposal.
Anything, please!
Watch and learn, Jaime.
Whoa.
Whatever you can imagine, I can create.
Yeah, that's more like it.
That love you feel for your family makes you weak. You're wrong.
My family, that's what makes me strong.
Oh, I forgot how bad it looks.
Target the family.
Sorry, my mom.
Jaime?
You are a superhero, cabron.
Y'all take shots, y'all aim up. Whoa.
You're the Blue Beetle.
I could use that arsenal right about now.
Thought you'd never ask.
Hell yeah.